Hello, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to set up our routes and organize all our routes. So instead of having in our main dot, let me increase the font here. Good. So instead of having our routes here in our main.go file, we will do a routes folder and we will put and organize all our route file in the routes all our routes in our route file. Good. So now let's first create a folder called route here, and in it we will create a file called route.go. Good. So now let's bring in our package route. Okay. Now since we want to organize it very well. Okay, so we will move all these into our route file over here. So we are going to create a function and we will call it setup route. So we will do setup route. Good. Now we are in the naming of our function. As you notice in the other ones, the first letter over here is capital. Good. So meaning that we will be able to export this function in our main.go and use it. The same thing applies to when we used the configuration. So when we came here, you saw that the init config, the first letter I is capital. That's how come we were able to use it over here. If it is a small letter I, you can't use it, you can't export it and use it in the main.go. So take note of that. Good. So now in our setup route function that we are creating, we will say good. So now we will say that we are going to pass in our configuration, since this setup route is going to handle our all our connections for us and all our routes for us. So our connection, that's in the gen and all our routes over here, is going to be handled in our routes.go file. Good. So now, so let's quickly do that in our main.go. Okay. So let's bring all of this. Let's cut all of them, and in our route setup route function, let's bring all of them here. Powerful. Now let's look at the errors that we are getting over here. So we are getting an error here because we have not imported the gen framework in this file. Good. So let's do a quick fix and import that. Great. So that should be done. All right. So what next? If we come to our main.go, we are getting an error here because the R is not defined. So we will declare a new variable R and we will now instantiate our route.go, the setup route function over here inside it. Good. Now the error is gone. Now let's come inside here and say R and declare this, and we are calling, so this variable R, we are going to call the setup route function over here. You see that? Good. And that setup route function is in the route module, as we did it over a package route. So we are able to export the route module over here in our main.go. So we will do route dot setup route. Do you get it over here? Good. Like that. And we are getting an error here because we have not imported our routes. So it does that for us. So this is it, our routes authentication system, then routes. So meaning that we are now importing the whole route module over here, and we are able to now use it enter into the route model and go to the setup route over here, then call this function. Then we will execute this function, then we will be able to now come here. Now, if you notice something in the setup routes over here, we are not returning anything, but here is the case, we are using the R also over here. You see that? Good. So now, if we over it over here, we will see this R over here is invalid type. Invalid type. The reason being that the R that we declared over here, that it is running the setup route in our route.go file. Now, if we look at here, let's check this error and see. Okay, you see the route.setup route is returning no value. It's returning no value. That's how come you will get this invalid. It is returning no value. So inside our route over here, we are supposed to return, as we declared out to be our gen default and others, we are supposed to return it so that it can be used in our main.go, then it will work over here. So now this is how it's supposed to be. Then we will return the R. Now we are getting an error over here because we have not declared in our function that this function is supposed to return a value. So this R is actually from the gen engine over here that we started. So we are supposed to now come here and tell the function that is supposed to return the gen engine. So we will do that this is returning the pointer of the gen engine. So we can do something, since we are returning only that one, so we don't need a bracket. So we are returning the pointer to this gen, the gen engine. Good. Like that. So this means that we are returning the value, the pointer of the gen engine over here, and we are doing the return. So in this case, we are able to utilize it over here in our, now you see the error is gone because we are supposed to return something. Okay, now that is what we are returning it over here. Good. Now we are getting an error over here because now we are no longer using the gen framework inside our main.go. That's how come we are seeing this. So it says that it has been imported but not used. Okay, that's not a big problem. So now let's check whether everything is running smoothly, and if there is an error, we will troubleshoot and find out how to fix it. So let me open my terminal, okay, and do go run main.go. Good. Now it's clearly told us that the gen package over here is not used, so let's comment it out, or possibly let's remove it. Okay, so that should be fixed. So let me come to the problem over here. Okay, okay, now we have the error gone. Let's run our program again to see what will come up next. Okay, so we have it over here. So let's allow our server. Okay, so let's visit our browser to see everything is in good shape. Okay, so we have it over here. Let's refresh it. Okay, good. So now, as we see, the home page is loading perfectly. If we come to our terminal over here, you will see it that we got the home page over here, the home page route, and it is returning 200 status code, meaning that it's loading perfectly. Okay, good. So that is it briefly. So all our routes now will be here. So in our next video, as we do the sign up form, The sign up route will also come here. So all of that will be organized inside our setup route. And the moment the program runs, we will just get all of them here before the server starts itself. Thank you very much for this video. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do like this video, comment in the comment section if you have any question. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.